Welcome to Drill Down Earnings. We have quarterly results from Fortinet, a company whose name I can't say too well, but I care about so very much. It's one of the 50 biggest companies, most important companies in technology, and a big one in cybersecurity. I'm Cory Johnson from Epistrophy Capital Research. Q4 earnings, better than Wall Street's expectations, whatever that's worth, $1.6 billion in revenue, 68 cents in earnings per share. And it was a really strong quarter from a company that was not putting up strong quarters in very recent past here. 17% revenue growth ticking up again, just like last quarter, better than the previous quarter, better than the previous quarter, better than the previous many quarters when revenue growth had been decelerating. Well, now it's picking up, and that's really good news for this company. This company sells cybersecurity to the biggest companies in the world. They like to talk about the Fortune 100, which is not a thing. There's only a Fortune 500. But if you take the biggest companies in the Fortune 500 list, sure, why not? 80% of them use Fortinet products, 830,000 companies as well. So it's a big cybersecurity company with lots of customers of all different sizes. And most of their revenues, 2/3 of the revenue, 65% in this quarter, were from services, but selling products so very important to this company as well. And so, so let's dig into that a little bit. So profits improving, and that's a good thing. Who doesn't like profits? 35% operating margins for this company. But their product sales are so important because when they sell more product, they eventually sell more services on that product. So in the quarter, they had $574 million in revenues in just 13 weeks in selling products. That's really good for this company. So the services growth at just 17%, like the business overall. But when we see this business selling so many products, we see good things for the future of Fortinet, and that's what we saw in the stock price when the stock rallied 7% in after-hours trading. And that's after a really dramatic year when the stock was falling for most of the year. And then in August, where they really started to turn things around, growth was back. The stock was up 55% in the last year, and even more so since August here. Now let's talk about a product here. Let's talk about semiconductors. Why are we talking about semiconductors when it comes to this old school firewall selling SASE company? I said SASE. Well, let's talk about SASE here first. SASE is in fact the sale of the kinds of services that directly relate to setting up security on an old school firewall kind of basis here, using software to do that. But specifically, this company is using semiconductors. So application-specific integrated circuits, ASICs, not the sneaker ASICs, but application-specific AS, integrated circuits, IC, ASIC, ASICs, are a different approach to cybersecurity that this company employs bigly, as the saying goes, as the word goes. So this is a semiconductor that's programmed specifically for use in the cybersecurity fashion. So high performance security by offloading and accelerating critical network functions right into the circuit board so that the hardware is doing security in real semiconductor speeds. So the what do they call it? The Fortinet ASIC content processor and the Fortinet ASIC network processor, the Fortinet ASIC CP and the Fortinet ASIC NP, whatever. It's real-time threat detection, deep packet inspection as those packets flow through the network, encrypted traffic analysis, again, at multi-gigabit speeds. Who needs that? AI needs that. And that's what's really interesting about the pickup in their sales and in their product sales. It suggests that the growth in AI data centers are finding a need for this ASIC-driven, super high-speed capacity to look at lots and lots of traffic really, really fast. Indeed, we know that Oracle is building out some of their data centers with Fortinet ASICs sort of powering the super fast cybersecurity. Here's the CEO of Fortinet, Ken Xie, explaining why that ASIC-driven, semiconductor-driven approach is working with their customers.
So Fortinet is the only company we develop the secure ASIC processor. It's increasing the secure computing power quite a lot compared to using general purpose CPU. That's drive a lot of our growth into we call it internal segmentation within the data center, hyperscaler, all these things. So we see a huge opportunity, and not just the secure networking there, but also a lot of data center also related to the AI. We also see huge opportunity to drive the AI security, whether secure the infrastructure itself or secure the data or secure the access. So there's a lot of opportunity. I do believe that's the huge potential for growth because of unique advantage using the Fortinet ASICs.
So ASICs, who knew? Why is this working, and what's the one number that tells us a whole lot about Fortinet, well, here it is. Fortinet Q4 earnings, the stock is rallying, and the reasons are that the company saw 17% growth on a year-over-year basis in the fourth quarter. That's $1.66 billion in sales. But maybe the most important thing here is that they're driving those sales because they're putting these ASIC chips into their cybersecurity products that are being massively used by these big data centers that are looking at so much traffic on a real-time basis. And you can see it in the product sales up 17%, 18%. On a year-over-year basis. There's your drill down earnings bite. The one number tells you a whole lot. Product sales re-accelerating up to double digits, 18% growth on a year-over-year basis. That drives service revenues in the long term, and maybe AI is driving the whole thing. All right, thanks for checking out Drill Down Earnings. I'm Cory Johnson.